Welcome to TechNectar, presented by Rocky Mountain Resonance, broadcasting live from the Hive in Denver, Colorado. Today is Tuesday, April 11th, 2017. I'm your host, Delta 9, and this evening we welcome Jeff Henderson, also known as MAGOO, to our featured guest tonight. Starting with tonight's show, we're excited to debut the TechNectar live video stream, currently broadcasting from YouTube. Though we do plan to keep expanding our platform, so keep your eyes and ears open for more. A quick note for some upcoming events. On Saturday, April 22nd, Sorted 6 featuring Objects, Blaise Malinowski, New Number 2, and Rhiannon. Tickets on nightout.com, $15 pre-sales, $20 day of show online or at the door. There's a warehouse location to be announced. Hours are from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. On Saturday, April 29th, Phase 2 and Defy Labels present Psychedelic Szechuan Spicy Special Number 6. It's taking place at Lincoln Street Station starting at 8:30 p.m. It's another warm and spicy sonic dish, prepped to keep everyone's taste held over until we move outdoors for the summer. Featuring California veteran Random from San Francisco. Our local flavors playing are Alexander, Echo Squeeze, Schmitty, and Thrower. $10 before 10, $15 after. Also, here at Rocky Mountain Resonance, we have released information for our next event on June 3rd. Join us as we collaborate with Phase 2 Audio and NORAD Dance Bar to bring the latest installment of Psychedelic Szechuan before the summer season. In this episode, the Moontribe Collectives Trevor Moontribe and Brad Moontribe, along with local legends Scott Everett of Mother Earth Sound System and Seven, Seth Nichols and Kevin Callison of The Underground and Echo House, alongside RMR's own Greasy Monk and yours truly, Delta 9. Limited $10 pre-sales available at store.ramores.com, moving up to $15 and higher at the door. Additionally, myself and Greasy Monk will be playing at Sacred Earth Full Moon Festival happening in Astro Valley outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Starts on June 9th. Sacred Earth is hosted by the well-known Midwest crew known as the Chilluminati and is their longest-running festival, currently in its 12th year. This event is 4 days, 3 stages on 200 acres and has over 70 artists from all over the world. Details and tickets available at www.sacredearthopenair.com. Without further ado, Mr. Jeffrey Henderson, how are you doing, sir?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on the show. So we can dive right in. How did you first begin DJing? Did you have any influences or mentors? What was the spark that got you running in this world?
I started DJing because my friends DJ'd, specifically my friend Camilo Ruiz, Fiat Lux.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's probably the one who influenced me to start mixing. And I started mixing basically so I could hang out with him and some other friends who mixed.
Sure.
And mix with them.
Hell yeah.
Start sitting on the couch. You know?
Right. Participate a little more.
Yeah.
Nice. And how long ago was that? When did that start?
It was actually just a little over a year ago.
Okay, right on. So real fresh into it.
Yes.
Were you always into electronic music, or what did you listen to beforehand?
I grew up listening to hard rock and heavy metal, and I'm a drummer. And I played in bands from the time I was 15 until I was 40.
Okay.
I started listening to electronic music mid-'90s. It was probably the Crystal Method Vegas album that got me into electronic music.
Sure.
So that's my earliest stuff that I was into. But I more specifically got into house music about 4.5 years ago. And from there, tech house and techno.
Sure. Was it a specific event, or was it a group of people that were listening that sparked it?
I went to an event, and I met some people, and good people, and I just started hanging around with them. And
no reason not to.
yeah, right.
Nice. Was there any specific equipment you learned on at the beginning?
Yeah, when I first started DJing, I bought a Tractor S4, and I was DJing with my laptop and an S4.
Nice.
And I mixed on that for about almost a year, and then I bought CDJs and a mixer.
Right on. Do you have a preference between them, or?
I haven't played with on a Tractor system since I bought my CDJs.
Okay, full changeover.
Yeah.
Yeah, the regular gear is pretty nice to use, especially once you get started on it.
Yeah.
It's a different touch for sure. Then how about current favorite artists? I know you mentioned Fiat Lux as an influence. I'm sure he's one of your favorite to listen to also.
Yeah, locally he's one of my favorites. He's my favorite artist. and locally, Paul Fleetwood I like a lot. I like Alana One a lot. Um, on a larger scale, it's always changing. Every time I go down the rabbit hole for new tracks, I find new people that I fall in love with. So um, right now, kind of high on Marcel Detman and Charlotte DeWitt.
Hmm. Nice. And then, I guess for worldwide, I'm not sure kind of what the range of some of those artists have. Do you have any big name artists that are always in your rotation?
Um, I listen to a lot of dark techno and underground stuff, so they're not necessarily big names. Jan Fleck is a guy that I really like a lot.
Mhm.
Matt Muss. Um, there's an underground guy that makes hardcore techno. His name is Fresh Otis. I like him a lot.
Very nice. Now, when you say dark, what is your definition of dark techno?
Um, I come from a heavy metal background, and I've always been into like Black Sabbath and darker type heavy metal music. So the stuff I tend to lean towards in techno is generally has a heavy sound, and more of an industrial sound.
Sure.
Um, yeah,
It's kind of a little grittier.
and heavy.
Yeah. Yes. Heavy, I think, is the term I usually stick with.
Yeah.
Heavy techno, absolutely. Are there any current projects that you're working on right now? Are you entering into the production world or
Um,
any of that?
I've actually been producing, not seriously, but as a hobby for about 10 years. I have some tracks on my SoundCloud page that I made. Some of them are um, almost 10 years old. Some are 3 or 4 years old, and there's one I think on there that's about a year old. But
Very cool.
so I've been producing a little bit, and I would like to get more serious about that coming up in the future now. And as far as projects go, I am going to be working with Camilo Ruiz Fiat Lux on some intimate projects, some stuff coming up in the summer, some rooftop things. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as your production, what kind of sound for that project do you make, or what are you aiming for?
The stuff that I've made in the past has been super eclectic. At the very bottom of my SoundCloud page, there's a track that's down tempo, kind of chill, and then as the years went by, because I started doing that in about 2006, um, there's some more EDM-y type sounding stuff, even though I wouldn't say it's that, into some house stuff, and into the last song I made is pretty techno-y. So the direction I'll be going will probably be more techno.
Just more techno,
Yeah.
kind of what you're into at the time.
Yeah. Since I've been mixing music, I have a lot better understanding of how I want to make music.
Absolutely. I think that's pretty common.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize how they go hand in hand,
Yeah.
and they really do. Are you associated with, or do you work with any crews in town, or are you running solo, kind of whoever asks for you?
I attach Echo House and Intimate to my name.
Very
And
good.
I do that because my friend did it for me. So.
Right. Hey, if they're doing it, why not?
Right.
It's a good crew to be tied in with.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it certainly is. I feel it's one of the best in Denver, and just a great group of people.
Yeah, we've worked with Camilo and Kevin and Seth a lot. All those guys. Love working with them. So it's good to hear that there's others we like also working together. What about any upcoming events? You mentioned some rooftops. Are there any dates that we can share, or anything harder we can provide?
Well, I don't know if there's any dates I can share. I believe I hopefully will be playing the Beta Lounge in June, which is a great honor, and I'm thrilled that I've been asked to play. So hopefully that's going to happen in June. I think that's the only thing I have on the horizon at the moment.
Sure. Always changing, I'm sure.
Yeah. Every time I think nothing's going on, somebody asks me. I've been very fortunate that the scene in Denver, the people in the scene have been have opened their arms to me and welcomed me into the community before I even started playing music. And when I started playing, people started asking me to play before I ever even expected it. And I've never been one to say no when it comes to
Right.
sharing music. That's kind of what it's been about for me. So um, for a while, it was just trying to play some good music and not train wreck it. And as time has gone on, I've just grown to really love mixing music. So
Yeah.
I do it
It's
a
a lot
lot.
of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun. I know I've seen you on the live streams a lot lately too.
Yeah, I
Just
just figure if I'm at home and I'm jamming out, if somebody wants to check it out,
oh yeah,
I'll put it up.
absolutely. Um, which is a perfect kind of run into what your thoughts on the current state of the music culture in Denver are. Sounds like you had a good introduction coming into it.
Yeah. Um, I I don't get too caught up in anything like politics that might be going on, although I know it exists. I think the scene's great. There's so much stuff to do. Oftentimes, the complaint is that there's too much and there's competing promoters. But um, you know, I think as long as people are out there and they want to throw events and put this stuff on, it's nothing to really complain about. And the people that are really in it because they love to play music and hang out with people who love to play and listen to music, um, they're going to do it no matter what. So I think it's great.
You know, just get on board.
I've met so many great people through the music scene, and um, everybody's just really cool people. So
Definitely. What other challenges would you say that we're facing? Obviously, having so many options can be a problem. And outside of the usual politics, are there any other challenges you've experienced or seen?
um, no, not really. I don't take it that seriously. Like I said, I started playing music so I could hang out with my friends and play music with my friends, and then they started asking me to play with them out when they were playing, and I love it. But I'm not too concerned about how often that happens or
Right.
who doesn't like it or whatever.
For sure. It's a refreshing viewpoint.
Yeah, I even when I played in bands for a good part of my life, I never had too many illusions of grandeur. I did it because I liked it. You don't pack up a drum set and throw it in a car and drive it to a bar and set it up and do a sound check and play and be there for 6 hours on a Wednesday night to 10 people for
Right.
years
Unless you don't
because you want to be a professional. You do it because you love
Right.
playing.
Yeah.
So that's the way I am with DJing.
That's I like that you mentioned that. I feel like there's a couple different worlds. There's some people that jump right into the electronic music world, and there's others like yourself who started with, I guess, what I would call a traditional instrument background.
Yeah.
How do you feel that influenced your style or your, I guess, your focus, the way you attack playing?
Um, as a drummer, I was kind of a less is more, and maybe part of the reason was I'm not the greatest drummer in the world because I'm lazy, and but I got good meter, and I like to play, So I've kind of been a less is more type guy. I'm not like a showboaty type person. I just like to mix, and I want it to sound good. I'm a
Right.
kind of a perfectionist, so
Sure.
and I've always been that way um, when I was a drummer. A lot of times I'd be in bands, and people would, as soon as you'd learn a few songs, they'd want to book a gig, and I wanted to be rock solid before,
Right.
before that happened.
Have it
Didn't,
perfect.
didn't really happen with DJing either. I wasn't so rock solid when I first started playing, but
But if the demand is there,
yeah.
you got to give them what they want, right? If they want it, they will pull you out one way or another. Well, right on. What type are you going to be playing for us tonight?
That's a good question. I'm gonna play more of the way I would play, I suppose, if I had a sweet spot, on a lineup in the middle of the night at a warehouse. Um, but I'm gonna try not to bang your ears the whole time either. So more of a
Whatever
yeah,
feels good.
I was trying to look for some stuff that was a little more heady and good for listening, but also play a range of the stuff I like because I do like a large a variety of techno.
Sure, sure.
I like pretty much all techno, but I like tech house. I like deep house if it has techno sounds, and I like a lot of ethereal sounds and layers and things like that. That isn't always the best to play at a dance party, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try to bring some of that. And techno.
Right on. All right. We'll accept techno. Well, unless you got anything else, we can let you run on the decks.
Sounds good. Let's give it a whirl.
Right on, right on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up in just a few moments, Jeff Henderson, MAGOO.